Okay, if we notice here, you'll see that each one of these teeth have a taper on them. As you see here, this one's off-centered to the right, this one's off-centered to the left, right, left. And when these saws get really old, the teeth start losing the right bend. Now, I personally don't know the exact degree of a bend that there needs to be, but I'm going to reference the teeth further here towards the handle, because the ones in the handle, nearest the handle, is the teeth that don't get used the most and would be the most accurate based off of just not knowing the right taper. So what I'm going to do is, using those back teeth as a reference, I'm actually going to come in to the ones that are flattened like this tooth here, and I'm going to slightly bend it just a little bit. And I'm going to do this with every tooth going down, just making sure that it is bent accurately. Now, this is a very redneck way of doing it. I do understand, and I'm sure I will get comments for doing this, but given the circumstances, you just got to make do with what you got, and I don't have any books or anything telling me the exact pitch, and I don't have a saw set yet. I do plan on buying one, and when I get my saw set, I can do this thing properly. But right now I just need to use it to cut something, so I will make do with what I have, and what I have is a needle nose pliers. What I don't have is a saw set. I'm going to do just like a chainsaw, one side and then the other. You know, you sharpen one chainsaw teeth to one direction, turn the saw around, and you sharpen it from the other direction. So I'm going to use that same method here. I'm going to make my way right down the line and try to get these things set over. These towards the front have been really flattened out, so I'm sure this will help this thing cut a lot better. Any of you have a saw set and you don't use it, have an extra one, hey, comment to me and send it my way. It'd greatly help. Let's see. That one's being a little stubborn. Got it. I think this one tooth here is a little bit too far over. That's better. Whoops. Okay, we're back. I've done and tapered all of these different teeth. Offset them. I made sure I didn't offset them too much because as this is making a pass on a left stroke, this is doing the right, and so if they're too far apart, it won't cut. But I have them close enough together, but far apart. Some of these teeth are pretty bad. Now what we're going to do is now that we have them set as far as we can, again, I'm going to use the back teeth of the saw as a reference to as far as the pitch. We're going to now start filing them, and I'm using these back teeth here. You can't see, it's out of the screen, but back here there's some teeth that are still somewhat sharp, and they have a pitch, a file on them back here. And again, I'm going to use them as a reference for the saw, and I'm noticing that the pitch is actually very similar to a chainsaw pitch when you file a chainsaw. So here I have just a really small little file. It has a flat side, small enough for these little teeth. You can buy this at probably any hardware store. And we're going to start filing these and making these teeth sharp. So see if I can do this without bonking the camera. Okay. And although it's pretty tedious, we are going to do every single tooth. And on that side, you can see how that tooth is already starting to sharpen up quite a bit. It feels a lot sharper. I'm noticing that you can't push really hard, you just got to be very gentle, almost like you're filing your fingernail. It's quite a bit sharper than the other ones. Okay. Okay, and we're when you're doing this, I'm noticing that each one is filed on the other side. So this one's filed from this direction, this one's filed from this direction. So you're gonna have to change your directions of filing based on which side you are. So I'm gonna file all the right sides and then work to the left. Continuing on, the next tooth. I will say this definitely gives you an appreciation of keeping your tools out of the dirt and you know, taking good care of them. That's quite sharp there. Looking good. I don't want to have to sit here and watch all this, so I'll turn the video off and we'll speed it up to when I'm finished. So I'm all finished sharpening it up now, and it's pretty sharp. But before we go and see how well it cuts, I'm actually going to clean up this surface, because this rust will create drag when it's slicing through the tree. It'll catch and create a little drag, and I'll have to use more muscle than I should. So to do this, of course, use the kerosene in a squirt bottle. You just give it some good squirting, and then I use the sharpening stone. Just go around it like this. You'll see that it'll start cleaning this blade up. Well, we got the surface. Looks like we got it at least down to where the surface is smooth. I didn't wear it all the way down to the metal. There's more elbow grease than I wanted to invest in it. But I did smooth it out to where it's a smooth finish. And it should be able to go through a piece of wood pretty easily now. Let's go test it out. So here's a piece of wood we're about to cut and try out how fast it cuts. I'll get started. So that was actually so much faster than what it was cutting before. It is ridiculous. Well, see you next time.